Cross-sticking is a technique that we use when we want to maintain rhythmic clarity in passages that move between drums that are fast. If the hands are kept in the same playing position, then you maintain the same sound, just as you wouldn't change your hands here. You don't want to approach cross-sticking that way, which some people do. They turn the hand over and do all kinds of things. And of course it changes the sound. If we keep the hands in the same position, we can use this technique of snapping the stroke over, trying to get to the drum before we play it, and building that up develops a nice smooth cross-sticking. So here's simple 4 notes on each drum. You don't really worry about anything other than getting over there. The first stroke is made, the hands are uncrossing. The second stroke takes care of itself. The last stroke over here, this is moving back to the previous drum. And you'll notice, especially with the French grip, we can utilize this motion in the hand and actually like throwing a baseball or a whipping motion. Go from this drum position to this drum position. It's important to stop right over the playing spot. Whether you start double time or just accelerate, as I did, more like you'd practice a snare drum rudiment, it's a technique that you need to develop. Once your hands understand it, then you can use it as you will when you're playing. Again, any technique that we develop is for purpose of musical expression. You want the technique to be internalized, and you don't want to think about it when you're playing. You want to think about the sound and the music. After you've developed a basic cross-sticking motion through the various exercises that are in example 5M and N in the book, it serves as a good warm-up to get yourself positioned around the instrument, the placement of your drums far enough from you. We talked about early on that you want the natural turning motion of the body to position your sticks in the playing area. If your drums are in too close, as some people will do, something like this, and then they come around, they're naturally hitting the center of the drum, and they think they can adjust, but invariably, after a couple adjustments, you start hearing a pretty tubby sound. So cross-sticking or some kind of a pattern to first establish that beating spot and then apply the cross-sticking is a good way to warm up your whole body. Get a sense of placement of the drums. Of course, you don't want to do this on stage when the orchestra's tuning up, because the audience doesn't want to hear a concerto before the concert.